What is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Nintendo Talk. So this is different. This, if you're listening to the feed, you're going, "What's he talking about?" And if you're watching, you're like, "This doesn't look like normal." But we're gonna do things a little differently. We're gonna jump into it real quick. So anyway, what is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Nintendo Talk. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru, joined by my best friend in all the land, Mr. Toby Thornton. And I'm just keeping the accent because people told me last week, don't change it. So shut up. Toby, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right, Bobby. I'm all giddy because of E3.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. So I want to, real quickly, before we jump into this, before we kick things off like we usually do, I want to explain to people what the change is and what it's happening. It's mental health for me. I'm needing to change things up, but I'm also needing to find some free time for myself. And me eliminating one podcast and really just rolling it into another is beneficial to myself. But we just had a long conversation, and you're under agreement that like this is beneficial to you as well. So if you're listening to the feed, if you're listening to the Nintendo PlayStation podcast feed, don't do anything. We're going to continue to drop this feed in there for you. You don't have to do anything. The only thing that I would say is if you do like this show, go jump over and just subscribe to the Nintendo Talk feed. And then maybe eliminate this feed. Because what's going to happen is Toby and I will appear, our typical schedule. Toby might take breaks occasionally if he decides he wants to take a day off here and there or a weekend off here and there. But in between, in the intermittent, we're going to fill the month with a bunch of guests. Basically what happened, I don't know who really paid attention to it, but during pre-E3, I did a lot of E3 prediction shows. I loved doing those shows. It gave me a lot of flexibility in my content and the ability to do some different things. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a topic a month, whatever that topic might be, and then invite a bunch of people on. And these will be special shows aside from what Toby and I are doing. The formatting on this show is going to be just Nintendo Talk. We're going to take different topics, throw them together, and kind of do the stuff we're still going to have Geek Outs. So, Sean Capri, relax. I know you're upset for a minute there because you thought Geek Outs were going away. They will never go away because that is the thing that Toby and I do. So
it's the bread and butter.
The bread and butter, not butter.
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 It's the bread and butter of the podcast.
There you go. But this way, too, it also allows me to bring guests onto the show without Toby getting mad at me and threatening to cut people, because that's the biggest fear that I have. Danny Ward came on Nintendo Talk, and we had a great time. But, honestly, he was a little nervous that Toby might get mad. So
it's going to staple him.
So anyway, let's kick this episode off like we do each and every episode with our Geek Outs.
Geek Outs!
Toby, what are you geeking out about?
I'm geeking out about the Electronic Entertainment Expo 2019.
Oh, boy. We're getting ready to talk about it. Why would that be your geek out?
Because
you do this all the time.
Dude, it eclipses everything.
Oh,
Nothing
Toby.
else matters, Bobby.
Toby, what are you doing?
Nothing
else matters? Nothing else matters, really?
Nothing else matters. Hang on.
Oh, here we go.
Something for
He's
you.
already derailing the show. We just started under this new facade. It's all crystal clean, and you're just destroying it. You're sullying it with your ways.
I know that you got upset last time I did this as a geek out. I'm going to upset you again. I hope you're ready.
Here we go.
I got a new mug. It's a Breaking Bad mug.
I like that.
And it's one of those heat changing ones.
Oh, that's cool. Heisenberg.
So it looks plain, but when it gets hot, it says "I am the one who knocks," and it's got the entire quote on it from that episode.
That's amazing.
I'm not in danger, Skylar. I am the danger. a guy opens his door and gets shot, and you think that of me? No, I am the one who knocks. So there you go, Bobby.
I gotta watch that again. I won't watch season 1 because season 1 was slow and boring. But man, season 2, 3, they really start ramping up. It was a good show.
Yeah.
Are you still watching Better Call Saul?
Yeah, but they took a year off, didn't they?
Is that what they did?
Yeah, this year. No series this year. So it's back next year.
Stupid. They don't even do. They only do like 8 episodes, 6 episodes a year anyway.
Yeah.
No, whatever. I can't. Whatever. I didn't even finish this season. I gotta go back and keep watching.
Dude, it's better than Breaking Bad.
I really do like it. I like it a lot. I don't know about better than Breaking Bad. It's probably on par.
I don't know, man.
It's on par.
I like it better.
I think without Breaking Bad, you don't have.
Well, no,
obviously
of course.
you don't have it. I mean, that's
of
obvious.
Course.
But like a lot of what's going on, it's a prequel ultimately.
Yeah.
Myself, Toby, get ready. I'm geeking out about a couple of things. It's not really
bracing myself.
It's not really a couple of things. It's just one big thing. It's a haul. I went to Nick Militia's store Friday.
Hang on, I thought that was gone. I thought you closed it down.
Nick?
Yeah.
No. Why would you think he closed the store down?
I swear Next Level Games shut down.
No.
Are you sure, Bobby?
I was just there Friday.
Alright, maybe he moved. Did he move it?
No, same place. I was there. I shook his hand. I said, "How you doing?"
I don't know why I got this idea then. I'm sure I saw somewhere that he was closing it down or something. I don't know. Considering it. I'm sorry, Nick. Like, if that's not the case, I'm
Toby doesn't
rumors,
pay attention to anything I do either, Nick. So don't feel bad. Don't feel bad at all.
I was quite upset. I was like, oh.
Okay, let me get back to me, okay?
Yeah.
Stop derailing. Okay, so the first thing is I got I'm going to say that for last. The first thing I got was, because I lost my copy, couldn't find it anywhere, and I saw it in the case, and I was like, Nick, gotta have it. Bring it out for me. But Animal Crossing Wild World.
Ah, lovely.
On the DS.
That was my first Animal Crossing.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Complete. Well, if you ever come on Breaking Bells, I can find all this stuff out about you. But, you don't like me. So, anyway. So, it's, complete in box. It's got the manual. It's actually got an advertisement for Nintendo Power in here. Love this thing. So cool. This is before the Game Boy. So, before the Game Boy, Toby, this is what we usually use for handhelds.
All right.
Back in
the day.
This was an actual handheld that I played when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I saw it and I was like, I gotta have it. So it is like an arcade cabinet of Donkey Kong. So it plays the original Donkey Kong game. It has Nintendo on it, Donkey Kong. It's got some great artwork on it and stuff. Just fantastic. I love that thing.
Sweet, man.
Yeah, that thing is awesome. And then the last thing I got was a Game Boy Advance Micro.
Oh, you got a Micro.
And that thing is clean.
They're tiny, aren't they?
Oh, it is tiny, but it's gorgeous. Yeah. It is gorgeous. Oh, it's a Game Boy Micro. It's not a Game Boy Advance Micro, but it
wasn't
plays...
that didn't it come out just before the DS or just after it was like the timing was really weird.
Real weird, real strange. The final countdown, I guess you would say it, and it kind of changed everything up. But it's interesting. It's interesting to say the least. It's one of those things that I wasn't collecting at the time. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So when it came out, and I mean, dude, look at the screen is glorious.
Yeah, lovely.
But anyway, it was one of those things that I wasn't necessarily collecting back then.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things that it passes you by, but you see it, and every time you see it, you go, "Oh man, I wish I would have got one." So I got one, and it was and Nick took care of me.
Didn't they do one that looked like a Famicom?
They did. If I could ever get my hands on that, I would.
I had a friend at school that got the Famicom one, and
they're not cheap, boy. They're expensive. They're hard to get a hold of today. So, okay. So, essentially, what we're going to do today is we are going to kind of break down E3. We're going to talk about our highlights, our lowlights, what we loved about the Nintendo Direct, and then some other companies as well, like what we liked about Microsoft and Xbox and FEA. I didn't even like anything they did. But we're just going to work through it all and kind of go through it. So let's hold Nintendo for last. So don't talk about any Nintendo stuff right now. Let's just start with
Nintendo talk. Let's just put Nintendo aside.
We're gonna hold them for the end.
Okay, all right.
We're gonna build up to it. Come on.
All right.
So let's just start off with I mean, do you have anything for EA?
Star Wars.
Okay, yeah. You know what that was?
That was the best thing about
the Fallen Order.
Like,
that was because you know what? For me, it just feels like Star Wars has fallen apart in the past like 5 years, between the video games, between the movies, between everything. It's just it was this precious franchise, and it just feels like it's falling away at some point. But this game was like, okay, we're not done yet. We got some stuff here. So go ahead.
I was pleasantly surprised by the combat in it, with the lightsaber and the force powers, being able to freeze the bullets coming at him and then sort of throw them back at the enemy or bring the enemy into his own bullet. Clever mechanics like that were really cool. Just the fluidity and the realistic movement of the lightsaber combat was just brilliant. I was a bit disappointed by the level design. I thought it was a bit boring. Maybe that was just they picked the wrong sort of level to show off. But yeah, like I think overall I was pleasantly surprised at how decent this game's looking.
It's good. I'm with you, man. That was probably the one standout from the show. The rest of the stuff just bored me to tears.
And you know what? Like they did what they always do with FIFA. They were like, you know, here's loads of cool new features, but the Switch, that's getting a legacy version. We don't care about Switch.
We'll never get another game, which they've talked about for years of doing, but it's like. It's like for EA, Nintendo is just an afterthought.
Yeah, it's a shame because you know that they could make it work. Yeah. Like, but they just can't be bothered.
Yeah.
I don't know why. No.
Well, like, you can't bring Sims to Switch.
Yeah, they could.
Like, there's games that would sell on the Switch. Yeah. Let's be honest. There's games that would sell like crazy on the Switch, and it's like they could care less. And I'm done with it. For me personally, I could care. You know, I feel the same way. I could care less. Like whatever. So, okay, so that's EA. Then we'll move to Xbox. There's a couple things that Xbox got me excited. What about you?
I thought Cyberpunk was cool.
Oh my god, yes.
They showed, they had the whole Keanu Reeves thing, which came out of nowhere. That was amazing. That was funny because he just sort of stole the show. Yeah. Like that's all anyone wanted to talk about after that conference, and that's fine and all. But they showed a trailer, like a cinematic cutscene or whatever. But they showed some gameplay as well, and in a quick trailer. But I think that game's going to be massive.
The game's going to be spectacular. It is one I will buy. I'm going to buy it on the Xbox One, and I'm hyped for it. It just looks fantastic. That's on my list as well.
But I didn't see a lot from the Xbox conference that got me excited. Like I felt like it was average. Like it was good, solid performance. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too disappointing. Just sort of a good, steady flow of stuff. And if you're an Xbox fan, I thought it was good that they showed the upgraded Games Pass that throws Xbox Live in.
Oh my god,
$15 a month. Like that's good value.
I bought it yesterday.
Yeah, that's brilliant value. So
that's crazy. I actually went out yesterday and I bought a brand new Xbox One controller. It's red. Yeah. It's fantastic looking. Bought that. I couldn't find my power cord for my Xbox, so I bought one of those. Plugged it in last night. Updated the system. Added Xbox Live and Xbox Pass to the system, and then I played Fortnite. So I mean,
that was worth it.
It was so worth it. Spent all this money for Fortnite.
Oh, okay, man.
But I do have like Arkham on there. I'm gonna go back and play some of those and stuff. So it's a little interesting. For me, here's a couple things that got me excited. Battletoads, I think, looks fantastic. I'm excited for that. I'm hoping that comes to the Switch. I don't see a reason why it wouldn't. I don't see a reason why it won't. It looks like it could play on there. Just looks really good to me. Minecraft Dungeons. That interests me, man.
Yeah, that was really a surprise of E3. Like, I didn't expect them to do something with Minecraft like that.
Yeah.
And it's like a top-down Diablo style game.
Yeah,
right?
man.
And the moment I saw it, I was like, this has got to come to Switch.
Yeah, no joke.
And it does, man. It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
So,
Ori and the Will of the Wisps, I think that game looks fantastic.
Graphically, that's pretty astonishing. That game.
The game.
The art direction is just fabulous.
It's gorgeous. And the last thing that got me kind of excited was the Outer Worlds. It just looks like a gorgeous Fallout.
Yeah, it looks like a better Fallout.
10 times better Fallout. Yeah, and it's from the people that made New Vegas, I believe.
Yeah.
So they kind of know about the whole Fallout genre and how to do it, and I'm excited, man. It's from the writers of Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah. A Psychonauts 2? Interested
did
in that?
Nothing for me.
No. Okay.
Double Fine being bought by them didn't do anything for me.
Yeah, I mean that felt like a bit of a dodgy move.
It shocked me. Don't get me wrong. It shocked me to see Tim Schafer. I think Tim Schafer's a fantastic human being. I love him. He's funny.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, but his games don't always interest me.
Mm.
I look at them and I'm always on the fence of buying them.
Yeah, that's exactly what I feel like. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Next up, we have probably the best show of the conference is Ubisoft. I
thought it was Bethesda after that.
Oh, there was Bethesda. It was Bethesda. Yeah. My bad. And I would be facetious about Ubisoft. But anyway. Yeah. Bethesda, Doom got me excited. Wolfenstein got me excited, especially the fact that they're day and date to the Switch. Mm-hmm. I played both of them already on the Switch. I think they do a great job with what they do. But I think the most impressive thing to me with what Bethesda did was, number one, they came out, they didn't make up excuses, they apologized for their missteps, including like the bag and all that stuff. Like, they just owned it, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And everything they will do for the rest of the year is free. Like, all the updates. Dude, they put a Battle Royale mode in Fallout 76, and I think it's just kind of cool. I don't know that it's perfect. I don't know that it's the greatest thing, but it just shows you that here's a company that, you know, they built something and they're just going to keep adding to it and growing it and stuff. I like it.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame that they had to do that. Like, they're announcing NPCs and people are getting excited. And it's like, that should have been there from the start. But, you know, at least they're making the game better.
Well, they're listening to the fans.
They could have just left it as it is.
They could have. They could have just put it out and let it die. And they're like, no, we're listening to what the fans want. We're making changes. I like that. I like when a company just, like, Bethesda is a company that doesn't knock it out the park at launch with any of their games. There's always bugs. There's always glitches. They don't look gorgeous. There's always little missteps. But they're a company that cares about the product. I feel like they care about the fans, and they push just to make sure that everything is done properly. So I can't hate on them too much.
The only thing I found exciting about their conference was the announcement of Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yeah, that you know me. I'm like, no, I'm scared.
So that's the developer Tango Gameworks that made Evil Within, and I love those games. So this, although they didn't show any gameplay, which is disappointing. Yeah. I mean, that was kind of a theme of this year, like a lot of cutscenes.
Yeah, there's a lot of cutscenes.
Not a lot of gameplay, but but like, it's an exciting thing. They're making a new game, and the what they did show looked intriguing. So
I'm with you. I'm
excited to learn
more. Ubisoft next.
Yeah. Watch Dogs Legion.
Oh my god, that game looks fantastic. Holy crap, that game looks amazing. Really. I think that to me was Ubi's game. Like, that was their game. Yeah. They led with it. Smartest thing they could have done. They did a great job.
Absolutely, man. I think they really nailed the look of London. Mm-hmm. You know, you've got iconic areas like Big Ben and Camden Town and all that. You can probably hear my baby in the background. She's just woke up.
She's fine.
But yeah, like, I think the gameplay looks fun. They're not taking themselves too seriously. I think they've learned a lot from Watch Dogs 2.
Yeah.
Like, the first game was real stuffy and like serious and boring protagonist. Watch Dogs 2 was much more like aloof,
Yeah.
and they experimented a lot with drones and different types of gameplay, and it looks like they're just taking it one step further. The kooky idea of having lots of different playable characters that you can just recruit off the street, like there's not really one main protagonist. I mean, that's like a bold idea, and I think that it's going to make the game sort of stand out a bit.
Yeah, I think the other thing too is the permadeaths.
Yeah,
that's a different mechanic with that game. I think it's really kind of cool to have this mechanic where, hey man, if you lose a character, that's it, lights out. And I wonder too if it's one of those situations where, you know, if it makes you second guess sometimes, should you put this character in this position? Because what if they do die and I like this character? Or the other thing too is, what happens when I do put a character in a position? It's that risk-reward factor. It's like, man, I really love this character, but if I lose him, am I starting over? You know what I mean? Like, do you have a character you love, and then you have to... Because that was a crazy thing. Like, they showed this character in the beginning of the trailer, and I'm like, oh, I like this guy. And I thought the game was built around that guy. And then he dies, and I'm like, oh, well, he's gone. Like, this is crazy. But it was so fluid as well. Like, the character dies... And it was like, boom, it moves to another person within the syndicate, or within the Legion, as they're calling it. And it was like, they just acted like, okay, they're dead, we're moving on. It was kind of like Mission Impossible-esque, where like, you know, where Tom Cruise's character, Ethan Hunt, like, he's just moving through, and they're talking in each other's ears and stuff, and like, if the character dies, they just, boom, they're dead.
Yeah,
we're out.
Disavowed.
Yeah, we don't know anything about that person. We're moving on. So it's really, I got those vibes, like Mission Impossible vibes from it. So I like it. I thought it was really good.
Just quickly, what did you think of Helen? You didn't like her?
Oh, the character, you mean?
Yeah, the character.
I thought she was awesome, dude. The old lady. I thought she was amazing, dude. I thought she was amazing. That was really cool. Here's an 80-year-old grandma who's just crushing people. Yeah. It's pretty cool. The other game that really got me excited, we saw no gameplay footage of it, obviously, just a trailer, just a cinematic, Gods and Monsters. From the creators of, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Yeah. It's coming to the Switch, you know, so don't know if it'll be day and date, because Ubisoft has a real problem with frame rates and stuff. But I was
waiting for that. Here's a unique Nintendo game that we're making, as they do fairly often. They say like, oh, here's how we're supporting the Switch. We're making something unique for it. But we didn't really get that, and then this game popped up at the end, and I was like, oh, all right, so this is taking that spot. Yeah. And because it did have that bright, colourful Nintendo vibe to it, so hope it turns out to be good. It looks like it could be, but again, like, don't really know what it's gonna play like. It's kind of a mystery right now. So, yeah.
Okay, so let's jump into Nintendo now, because Nintendo was before we jump into Nintendo. Did you watch any of the tournaments and stuff they held on Saturday?
I watched the Mario Maker 2 tournament.
I was a little let down on that one.
They messed up in a big way, man. Like the fact that they got the two names the wrong way around at the start. Yeah. They had Dragon Feeney and I can't remember the other girl. Like, and they were like, "Oh, Dragon Feeney's she's losing. She can't get past this bit." And then at the end, they're like, "Well, this is how it stands." And then they went on to the other guys. And then at the end of them, they were like, "Oh, it turns out we got it totally wrong. It's the other way around." So like the commentary was all wrong. Yeah. Like it was just a mess.
I don't know, man. I felt like, well, first off, I was really expecting them to show something. Meaning, I was expecting them to be like, hey, there's this in the game now. Like, just something, some extra
you're right.
tidbit.
Like, I feel like we know everything about the game. Yeah. I think anything new will come down the road as DLC, free DLC or whatever. Like, that new space for a new game style, that's probably going to be future DLC.
Well, they did during Treehouse Live, they did announce that they are adding multiplayer with your friends to the one segment.
Definitely.
So that's going to come in an update. So for those that were saying that people that were upset about it were entitled, perhaps they were, but we got what we wanted, so nah.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm glad that they listened.
I'm glad they listened, because ultimately I feel like that was a huge misstep.
Absolutely.
And that was just not, whatever. So I watched everything all day. It actually got me, Toby, this is no lie, it got me playing Splatoon again.
Yeah.
That announcement at the end of Splatoon 2, I don't know if you saw it.
I didn't hear anything about it.
Oh my god. So there's one final Splatfest. That's next month. There was a Splatfest last night. Next month's Splatfest is the final one. So it's Chaos versus Order. Okay. And it's like basically the end. So, but they're saying like, this is it. There's no more Splatfests, no more updates. We've given you everything we promised. We're done. But we're going to unlock Splatfests so you can create your own Splatfests.
No way.
Yes. So you can we could do, Nintendo Talk versus If We Ran Nintendo. We could do that and like let people go, or Toby versus Bobby, or next time, rather than you cheating with your voting polls, we can actually do a legitimate poll and see who wins, and that's how we do it.
That's cool.
It's really cool. I think it's something that's really spectacular that they're going to do. So I'm excited for it. I can't wait. I think they're going to have some special edition gear as well that you can unlock, if I'm not mistaken. But I've gone back in and playing ranked mode. I'm not even playing Turf Wars anymore.
All right.
And oh my god, dude, it is so... Man, what was I doing for 2 years? That's what I want to know. It is so much fun. The thing that stinks is it's locked into 2 hours. So if you get a ranked mode version that you're not a fan of, you're stuck. So you got to go away for 2 hours. You can go play Turf Wars if you really wanted to. But, man, I love it. And then I jump back into the expansion pack, the Octo expansion, and I'm killing it on that. Like, I finally got my understanding of what I'm supposed to be doing with that. Because I just played a little bit, and I was just like, I got stuck in the area, and I'm like, yeah. And I was like, all of a sudden, I went back, and I looked at the map, and I'm like, why don't I just go the opposite way? Why am I going this way and running into a brick wall? Just go the opposite and work my way around. I'm like, okay. So that's what I started doing. So I'm loving that. So I'm loving all that. And then Smash didn't do what I expected them to do. I expected them to announce a new character during Smash. They didn't. Yeah. But Sakurai did say we are going to have a new character announcement at the E3 Direct, which they did. And we'll jump into that now. So there was, in my opinion, so much good from this Direct. I feel like I know people get upset when you go like, oh, well, Nintendo won the show. What I mean when I say that personally is they just had the best show. They did. They did the best.
Hands down, I think. I mean, obviously, if you're a Nintendo fan, you're probably going to say that anyway. Yeah. But, I mean, they showed so much gameplay, so much tangible stuff. Yeah. They're not showing trailers for games that are just vaporware at the moment. Yeah. Like, it feels like this stuff is real. Look at all this cool stuff that's coming that you can play. And,
Well, the other thing, too, is... for me personally, they haven't won the past couple of years. I don't feel like they've had the best show the past couple of years. And I feel like this was the first year that they legitimately came out, showed some fantastic thing. And by the way, I don't think any of the big three won in the past couple of years. I felt like Ubisoft, hands down, took it the past couple of years.
Definitely, I agree,
and this year, Ubisoft just really... That was probably my most anticipated conference, was Ubisoft. And they totally let me down this year. I walked away from the Ubisoft going like, what did I just watch? It was shorter than normal. Normally it's a lot longer. Normally it's like 2, almost 3 hours. This year was like an hour, less than an hour. And I was like, what is going? Like, they had nothing that I expected. So Nintendo came out 40 minutes roughly, and they just packed it with some stuff. And starts off, they give the new DLC character. I get why they put him in.
This is the hero
from Dragon Quest. I get why they put him in. He's going to be massive in Japan. But for me personally, I was just like, okay.
I think it's just a cool addition, like for Dragon Quest fans in particular, because not only is it the hero from 11, you've got the hero from 8, 3, and 4 as well, right? Yes. I think that's
something
right.
Like that, yeah.
But yeah, like because they're iconic games to Japanese role-playing game fans, so.
For me personally, it's the first role-playing game I ever played.
It's more interesting than another Fire Emblem character. I'll say that.
Well, that's true. That I'll give you. That is very true. And like I understand the history of it. It becomes iconic because it's the grandfather. It's the granddaddy of them all. It's one of the first role-playing games that were big in the United States. You know, and it basically set it on the map. It set role-playing games on the map. Here in North America, I know Phantasy Star, Sega fans, relax, calm down. But ultimately, Nintendo was the one that started pushing role-playing onto the American public, and it started with Dragon Quest, and then it moved into Final Fantasy. So, to me, Dragon Quest is hardcore RPG. Final Fantasy is more story-driven. Yeah. We keep the narrative moving. Dragon Quest is very grindy. Like, you gotta grind your way through in order to get to where you want to go. But it's more traditional JRPG in that sense. So for me, I was excited. Not excited, but I was just like, this is kind of cool.
Well, doesn't it make you feel good about Nintendo's relationship with Square?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, Square is supporting Switch now big time.
Oh, huge.
They've got Dragon Quest 11S and Dragon Quest Builders.
We didn't even talk about the Square conference.
We didn't.
Was there anything in there before we go forward?
Final Fantasy, just all the Final Fantasy 7 footage. Like they showed off gameplay, and it was amazing. It looks incredible.
Okay, we'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah.
Because I have some comments, Toby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
But yeah, like I just feel like Square is all in now. They want to support the Switch. Nintendo's helping them out with Dragon Quest character in Smash. Like, I feel like that's all good stuff.
And the Dragon Quest 11 game that we're getting, looks incredible.
Dude, I watched the Treehouse footage of it. Oh man, like that game looks so much nicer than I thought it would. Like. Yeah. You wouldn't think this is a Switch game. Like, it looks so gorgeous. And
how many times do we say this?
I know, it's crazy.
It's becoming one of these things that like people like. It's like we're saying this over and over and over again, and at some point it's going to just be like it's all. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to stop where we're shocked that games look as good as they do on the Switch.
Yeah. It goes the other way though sometimes, which we will talk about that in a minute. But like. I don't know, like this game, it's so vast, it's got so much extras, it's the definitive version, it's got everything, it's even got the 16-bit map graphics version, so you can play the whole game like a retro game, like it was made back in the day. It's crazy. And there's even these extra things where something to do with these little gooey looking creatures with gangly arms, right, in the game. They've changed the way they work, and now something related to them. I wasn't quite paying full attention, but you can get access to old Dragon Quest games. So you go in like a portal, and you play a specific part of an old Dragon Quest game.
Oh, that's awesome!
And it's like a challenge, and there's like 9 of them or something. It's crazy.
Cool. That's pretty cool. I don't have any particular, like, I don't have a particular order based off the show. I just have games and stuff. Yeah. So maybe what we'll do is, like, I'll bring up one and we'll talk about it, and then you bring up one and we'll talk about it. First one's Astral Chain. For me, mine's kind of in alphabetical order, but whatever. But for Astral Chain, for me, the more I see this game, the more I get excited for it. To me, this is Platinum at their finest. And what I realized in watching this trailer was when Platinum is allowed to make their own games, they hit home runs.
Yeah.
When they are licensing games like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like Star Fox Zero, they don't put the same care or whatever into it.
Yeah.
They kind of just push it out to collect the money, and that's what it is. But when it's their game, Bayonetta, Astral Chain, Wonderful 101, they really take this care about their franchises, and you can see how good it is within. So I'm excited for this game. I can't wait. It's one that none of us saw on the radar.
Yeah.
It just popped up out of nowhere, and I'm in, man. I'm in day one buying it. I can't wait to see. I can't wait to play it.
Yeah, it just looks so cool. Yeah. Like, it's just got a cool vibe and a cool look to it, and interesting gameplay mechanics. Yeah. I think that's going to be a good one.
What's one on your list?
I was pleasantly surprised by the Luigi's Mansion 3 footage and the new things they showed off. So you've got Guigi, which is insane.
Well, Guigi came from, just for those that don't know, Guigi came with the port of the original Luigi's Mansion to the 3DS. Yeah. That was something that they added a second player, and they added. But this one is almost like you could add it as a multiplayer aspect.
Yeah.
Or if you get stuck in not stuck in a section, but if you need help, you bring him in and you could run him in the sections.
It looked like there were specific areas that were designed specifically for Luigi.
Yes,
like there's a bit where he walks across these spikes and gets to a treasure chest, and it's like, I don't know if there's a way to get rid of those spikes, but it looked like you had to use Luigi. So, and
it's interesting.
It is interesting, like the way he dissolves in water and he can fall through gaps in the floor and crazy stuff like that. So that was really interesting. I also thought the plunger was a really cool gameplay mechanic. That you can suck things with the vacuum anyway, but this was like it gives you something to like hold on to and then just yank it off. Yeah. So I was watching the treehouse footage, and they were in like a cellar. And there was these like big wine kegs, and you could fire the plunger onto them and then yank it off, and they explode. And then you could go inside the keg, and there's like secrets in there. And it just looked like it opens up sort of opportunities for lots more hidden passages and stuff. Mm-hmm. And also the combat with the ghosts. There was one ghost that had like a shield, and you had to like plunger the shield away from it, and then you could you could flash it and then suck it up after. So
it has my interest. Now, I watched the demo during Treehouse, and what the Next Level developers were saying was they went back and read all the reviews, all the complaints of Luigi's Mansion 2 Dark Moon, and made adjustments and changes to this one. So they said this one is closer to the original than the second one, and they've adjusted some things. So it was pretty interesting. Like when I was talking to Josh last week, we got into this conversation because he's a huge Luigi's Mansion fan. Yeah, mainly because he's weird into October and Halloween. He's a little bit of a freak when it comes to that stuff. Sorry, Josh. And so basically, what he was saying was like, because he was very critical of Luigi's Mansion 2, very critical, and he was like, other than the ghosts, I love every part of this game, because he doesn't like the fact that the ghosts kind of act minionish. Yeah. Which I get, I understand, but like otherwise, like they answered all his complaints. So he was like, everything that I was upset about with the first one or the second one, they fixed. We have one location rather than a bunch of different castles or whatever, haunted mansions. I like it. I like it a lot. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, man.
The next one for me was Collections of Mana. I bought the game already.
Did you?
Oh, yeah, nice. Man. I bought it right away. Started playing Secret of Mana, because I played that as a kid on the Super Nintendo. Man, just really brought me back. It just immediately. The music is fantastic. Yeah. I'm not going to play too much of it because I've already beat it. And I played it. I'm just kind of refreshing my memory a little bit with the game. Yeah, I want to play Legend of Mana, which is the third one, and I never played that one before.
Hang on, I thought Legend of Mana was the...
I'm sorry, Trials of Mana.
Yeah,
Trials of Mana.
That's right, yeah. So this collection, wasn't this already out in Japan?
It was out in Japan. It was never... Yeah. It was never... The only one that was ever brought to the United States was Secret of Mana.
Yeah.
The other two games were never translated and brought. Now, there was fan translations of them that were eventually brought over, but it wasn't... Like, if you want to give money to developers and you're not one that like downloads ROM hacks and stuff.
What would be cool is if you could do online co-op on Trials of Mana.
That would be kind of cool. That would be kind of cool. But they are also doing a remake remaster of Trials of Mana.
Yeah,
and that was what they showed
just
first.
that name though, Trials of Mana, that freaks me out. Like I like Seiken Densetsu 3. That sounds right.
Yeah.
But like Secret of Mana, that sounds right. Trials of Mana, that feels a bit weird to me. But
it's whatever. It's Japan. They're just whatever. I'm with you, but for me, I'm like I'm so happy they're redoing that game because I'm like I'll try playing Trials of Mana.
Well, you know what? As well, the remake version of this game looks so much nicer than the remake of Secret of Mana.
Yeah, man. Yeah, right. Like it pops. Everything about it just makes me go, I want to play that version.
Because I thought the Secret of Mana remake looked really dull and like didn't feel right.
I was hoping that got announced. I'll be honest with you. I was hoping that got announced for the Switch because I do want to play that.
Yeah,
I might go buy it on PlayStation if it doesn't come over. But I'm such a fan of that game.
Yeah,
I was one of those people back when it was on the Super Nintendo. I actually liked the Secret of Mana more than Chrono Trigger.
Yeah,
and that is not a very popular opinion by many people. But at the time, I loved it. I thought, like, this game is so good. And I remember, this is funny, a funny story real quick. I remember being a kid, I say kid, but I'm not really a kid at that point. But I'm, like, in my early 20s. And I had a game magazine that was Game Pro or something. And I saw this thing in the back where you could import soundtracks from Japan. And I started importing soundtracks.
Yeah.
So as a kid, I had the Secret of Mana soundtrack. It was like 3 discs. I had Chrono Trigger. I had Final Fantasy, and I had all these different. So then I just started buying other ones. And I remember, I remember specifically this one. I think I bought like Final Fantasy V or something.
Yeah.
And I'm playing it, and there was a Japanese woman singing, and I was playing in my bedroom. My mom come in, and she's like, "What are you listening to?"
Yeah.
And I told her, and she's like, "This is so cool!" Like she got all excited. She's like, "How did you get this?" And I'm like, "I just ordered from a catalog, and they shipped it." And she was like blown away.
Yeah.
Because like the internet, there was no internet then.
Yeah.
So like the fact that I just send money to a foreign country.
Yeah.
And then like a month later, here comes this CD. She was just
cool,
floored by all that. So
Secret of Mana has got such a unique soundtrack, and like that game's just vibe is just so unique.
It is.
Like I love it.
It is so sad too. It's like really hits the heartstrings.
Don't you fight Father Christmas in Secret of Mana? He's like one of the dungeon bosses, like Santa Claus.
I think so. Something like that.
Yeah, crazy.
Whatever. Anyway, what's another game for you, Toby?
Link's Awakening.
Oh, dude, come on.
Absolutely.
Worst game of the show.
Like, they showed off the original trailer and the announcement. I was excited about it. Then after a while, my excitement dulled down a bit. I was like, I wish they were making a new game.
Yeah.
But now, like, after E3, I'm like, I'm in love with this game again. Like, I just so into the art style, so into like how accurate it is to the Game Boy original.
Yeah.
It just feels so good, like to watch people using the feather to jump over the gaps and everything, and it brings back so much nostalgic memory for me that I just cannot wait to play it.
Yeah.
And then you've got the Brucey bonus of the Dungeon Maker mode. It's not quite Zelda Maker, but you can arrange rooms to make your own dungeon, and I can't wait to mess about with that. That's going to be crazy. I was talking to my brother about it, and he's disappointed that they included the color dungeon from the Game Boy remake, because he says it's not the intended way this game's meant to be. Like he always thought that dungeon was rubbish. And he's like, it's not pure. Like, they're adding this crappy dungeon.
I think,
it's extra. It's extra stuff.
I think it was something that, when I listened to Al Numa talk about it, it was one of those things that it was like, hey, we just want to they wanted to add content to it. And they wanted to make sure. They wanted to make sure that the content was there to warrant the price tag on it. Yeah. Can we just talk about something real quick? Yeah. The fact that you guys have a fantastic collector's edition coming out in Europe, and the United States got trash.
Yeah, dude, I've been looking on the Nintendo store like every day, and it's not there yet. I'm like,
Yeah, if it comes, I mean, I know it's gonna be super hard to get.
yeah,
Please, please, sir.
yeah, I'll do my best.
I'll send you money now. I will. I will. You know, whatever I need to do. Whatever I need to do.
Looks gorgeous.
I'm prepared to just do whatever. You know, you just
take my money.
It's just so frustrating, man. That you guys get these fantastic stuff, but then again, Breath of the Wild, we got the better of that. You know what I mean?
You think you did?
I know I did. I know I did. Don't worry about that.
You just don't like that sword in the stone.
That was the only thing I really didn't like, but like I think that overall it was just all fantastic. Okay, so for me, this game I am really super excited about. I got to talk to Sean a little bit about it on If We Were Nintendo this week because he played it and he loved it. He literally was on the verge of tears playing it. He thought it was just fantastic. Everything that they did.
The dungeons are so good in that game. Like, there is absolutely zero fluff. Like, every room is designed so intricately. The whole dungeon's a puzzle in itself, like navigating it. Every room has got multiple uses. Like, you'll go in and there'll be like a little strip at the bottom that you can walk across, and then there's like another part of the room that you come into later and you come into a different way, and there's just so many like unique aspects to the dungeons in that game. Like,
what would be really amazing is if somebody on YouTube had a series called Details in the Dungeons.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Broke down Link's Awakening dungeons. It'd be awesome. It really would be. I don't know where I can find that person to do something like that, but whatever.
No, Bobby.
Okay, so for me, I mean, let's just there's a couple things left that I have on my list. Let's just do the elephant in the room. Animal Crossing. Right. Animal Crossing
is that the elephant?
Well, because you know what I mean. Like, I love Animal Crossing, man.
You do.
It is my game. It is the one that I've been waiting for. Yeah. And then I got this gorgeous trailer, and like my heart was fluttering.
Yeah.
And then they hit me with that date, and I was just like, "Oh, you just."
I bet you instantly blamed everyone like me and saying that it's going to be delayed. Like, we called it, man.
You guys jinxed it. You didn't call it. You guys are just being haters, man. It was nonsense. No, it was.
I'm disappointed too with the date, but
I'm not.
It's going to be worth it, man.
I'm not, and that's the thing. Like, my first reaction, yes, but then when common sense stepped in, anybody right now that is upset with this game getting pushed till March, in my opinion, they're not a true Animal Crossing fan. Because if they ask themselves deeply, the best time to play is the spring.
Yeah, you're right.
If they would have launched that game late fall, early December, it would have killed that game.
Because the winter time in Animal Crossing is always the most low key, and like, you know, there's not a lot going on. You got all the snow and everything. It's like, you know, you really want that's like you say, the spring period where everything's growing and everything's exciting.
If you want to go fishing, there's a plethora of fish to collect, bugs, all that stuff. Like, that is prime time. Yeah. Like, you can literally turn on it. Like, in the winter, just for those that just think I'm talking crazy, in the wintertime, I could turn that system on and play at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and then play at 1 o'clock in the morning. There's no new fish. There's no new bugs. It's dead. And the only thing that got me through the winter on New Leaf was the fact that I could go to the island and get real good fish and real bugs and all that stuff. And then I would come back to the mainland. Don't get me wrong. I love the snow. I love the holidays that they do. But it's not the same. It's not the same as just playing that game and hearing the crickets chirping and like all that stuff that they do.
All the bugs.
Yeah, man. It's just like totally different to see the butterflies flying around. That's all gone in the wintertime.
Yeah.
It's like real winter. You know what I mean? Like, it's cold, it's dreary. It's like, okay, this is okay. But like Not only that, like you don't get the true thunderstorms and stuff like you do in the spring and the summer. So when I sat down and I thought about it, I was like, I'm upset that the game got delayed. But then when reality hit me, I was like, I was caught. Like, if you go back and you listen to old shows of this, and if we ran Nintendo, and all my stuff, I kept saying, like, Nintendo should launch Animal Crossing in March, Pokemon at the end of the year, and they should bookend. They should have treated this year like they did with Breath of the Wild and Odyssey. They just did it reverse, is the way I look at it. So we'll get Pokemon at the end of 2019, and then right around the beginning of 2020, we get that. But I also think we're going to get a special edition Switch, which is probably either the Pro or the Mini, and that's another. I believe that's the true reason for the delay. I know Nintendo's saying a bunch of other stuff. I believe it's because of that, and that's why. Because
maybe
if they launch the game with a new console,
I feel
now,
like,
and then come in they launch another one, they're going to upset a lot of people. So I think they're kind of playing strategic.
Because it's such a casual audience game, I think selling a mini alongside it that's cheaper, that's going to be like the killer combination.
Yeah, I do too. Now, as far as the game itself, Toby, my God, the stuff that you can do, holy crap. You are basically ground zero, day one, open palette. You control the outside of the world, the inside. It's what every true Animal Crossing fan, especially fans of New Leaf, have screamed for. Because with New Leaf, they give you that little bit of power with the public works projects and all that. And you would always say, like, man, it would be so cool to be able to do this. And, like, if you go back and you listen to my Breaking Bells E3 prediction for Animal Crossing, I said a lot of that. Like, I said, man, they're going to let you do fences on this one. And, like, it was stuff that I wanted, and it came true.
Yeah. The fact that you can just place items outside just changes everything.
Absolutely.
Like, having a radio and a deck chair on the beach, it's glorious, man.
It's amazing.
Having, like, a picket fence with a barbecue and a bench, like, it feels right, man. It feels like that is perfect. Just... can't wait.
I can't wait for it. It's perfect.
Yeah. So, I watched Josh Thomas's 100 new things about.
I just started watching it today. I'm about 40 something, but dude, so good, man.
100 new stuff in the game, and it's like whoa. Like,
and when you look at it, it's like deep. They changed the pocket mechanics, where, like, you know, if you pick up 2 shrubs, right, or 2 flowers. Before it'd be like you had a flower in slot 1, flower in slot 2, you have 20 slots. And if you grab multiple items, it creates it like Minecraft, where it just fills up. And it's like, man, why? I wish they would have done this for New Leaf. It was something I always wished for. I'm so excited, man. I can't wait.
Just like the customization of our outfits as well. It looks so good. Like the dresses, the way they sway in the wind, and the different tops and bottoms and shoes that you can change the colors of and stuff. Like, just
dude,
they're going all out.
The fact that the leaves are swaying in the trees now, just so much goodness. Plus, you know, like, you're a big fan of Minecraft. I am as well. They took basically Animal Crossing and added this whole crafting element to it.
Yeah,
and it's like
that's just made it so much deeper. Like,
Yes.
Like, before, you had one of each type of item. You had a shovel and an axe and a fishing rod. Now you've got a flimsy axe. Yeah. So obviously you're going to have a sturdy axe and then a diamond axe or whatever. Like, and it's just gonna add that sort of leveling up mechanic and feel to it. The progression that we all love.
I agree. I'm curious how it all pans out, but so far so good, man. I'm in. I can't wait. And the great thing about it right now is there's going to be so much more content added to it. I can't wait. So, what you have another?
So
I know it's the big one. I don't want you to.
It's the big one, man.
Okay, well, let's do this. Let me hit a couple more before we hit the big one.
Okay.
Dragon Quest Builders 2. They showed off more of that.
Dude, that looks so good.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. I can't wait for this game.
That looks so good, man.
And I'm kind of glad. This is another reason why I'm glad Animal Crossing got delayed. Because I was getting real nervous. Where am I going to find time to play these other games?
Yeah, I was going to say it as well. Like, Dragon Quest 11 and Dragon Quest Builders, they're big games. Yeah, they're going to take you a while. So
So that's another one.
Dragon Quest Builders 2 just looks like the perfect handheld game. Like, just play that whole game in handheld mode. It's going to be great.
Exactly. Yeah. And then Banjo is back, and that was such a cool trailer, man. Yeah. They do the best trailers. It's unbelievable. That was really fantastic. And then the final one.
Well, one more thing quickly. That surprised me was Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6 coming to Switch. Like, you know, they put the older Resident Evils on. One was it 1, 0, and 4. Mm-hmm. And I thought they were just going to stop at that. But 5, like, that was just out of nowhere. And 6, nobody likes 6. Why are they putting that on Switch? But they're doing it, and it's like...
Well, you know, I saw a meme the other day, and it nails it dead on. Because the other one that was a shocker... Well, not a shocker, but people are like, oh my god, it's actually true, is Witcher 3. Witcher 3 is putting everything on one disc. On a physical copy cartridge. And here's Witcher doing that and doing it proper, and then here's Resident Evil, where they give you a game and you got to download other ones, and it's like, dude, come on, man.
Dude, I will say though, The Witcher 3 looks horrendous. Like the graphics on that.
I don't agree with that,
dude.
It looks a little low key. I'm buying it.
If you watch the Digital Foundry video, they show you the side by side. It looks like a PS2 game. It looks so ugly.
First off, Toby, let's be fair. This is the moment where it's like, this is what I expected from the Switch. This is what I expect. There's times where they kill it,
like Dragon Quest 11.
Yes,
looks amazing.
Also, you have realistic graphics.
Yeah.
Versus cartoony. And the cartoony ones get a little bit of a leeway because for whatever reason, it doesn't have to do things. When I watch the side-by-side of PS4 and Switch, yes, it's not as great. But that's comparing side-by-sides.
Dude, The Witcher 3, though, like, I mean, even before I saw the side-by-side, I saw the trailer, and I was like, oh, this don't look good. Like, the shot with the tree and everything, I was just like, oh... looks bad. Like, I can't believe they're doing it, but it does look bad. That's the only game that I've seen on Switch that makes me think we really need a Switch Pro. Like, otherwise, games like that, there's just no point. Like, why bother bringing a game like The Witcher if you haven't got the power?
Have you played Assassin's Creed 3 on Switch?
No.
That is really good.
Is it?
Yes. And you as an Assassin's Creed fan, I'm surprised you didn't get it.
I'd play 4. Like, I heard a lot of bad things about 3.
Well, because that's you know, it brings back a lot of harsh memories for you. I understand. 1776. It's all that time. Revolutionary War period where we trounced you guys. I get it. I understand. I totally get why you don't want to relive that. Don't get me wrong. So, okay. Anyway, the final one. Let's hit it. Let's talk about it.
Let's move on to the big one.
This is one that I had predicted, but I predicted DLC.
Yeah.
I did not. I predicted DLC, a big expansion pack, a big storyline. Did not see a sequel coming at all. And I am so happy.
Breath of the Wild 2, by the way.
Breath of the Wild 2. I'm so happy for it.
You know, I'm like simultaneously blown away that they revealed that, but at the same time I'm like, yeah, this seems feasible, like that they're showing it this early, because it is the same engine, the same graphical style. Mm-hmm. They've got a lot of that work done, like the engine is there, the graphics are there, so theoretically the turnaround of this game should be much faster than
I would say 2 years.
Yeah, so
I would say 2 years we should get it.
You know, I think there's even a possibility it could be out by the end of next year.
Well, let's not get crazy, okay? Calm down. Let's say 2 years. Let's be realistic.
It's from when though? From the announcement trailer, or from when they actually started working on it?
From when they started working on it.
Because the original game was out in 2017, right? Yes. I know they did some DLC, but it wasn't drastic DLC.
Well, here's what I think. This is my opinion. I think they were working on an expansion. And then when they started getting into it, they were just like, man, we should just make a sequel.
I think 2020, next year, end of next year.
I think 2021. Honestly, I think 2021. I think 2021, and it comes bundled with a new Switch, or they have like a Switch Pro version, because I think that's the caveat. I think they're going to have something in there where they're doing something to it, where it's you can't just put out, in my opinion, Nintendo could do it, but I just think that they're going to do something graphically to up-res it, to make it more powerful, to do some stuff with it. We'll see.
It's a ground-up Switch game, so it's not like it was a Wii U game and they had to port it.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting. They've got that as a solid base, and I think just that fact by itself means it's just going to run better. You know,
I can't wait, dude. I don't know what the hell's going on in that trailer. It seems like okay. So for me, it's a couple years later. So I think we get to see some rebuilt areas of we'll go into areas that we knew, and it'll be changed up because it'll be rebuilt. I think we'll see more people in the towns because their life is starting to flourish again. Yeah, I'm excited. I think it kind of also, I think the storyline, like I said before, kind of leans a little bit into Zelda 2, in theory. Because I think this is the direction they're going. It's the second time, I believe the second time, that we have a true sequel to a Zelda game. Maybe third or fourth time. But, we don't normally get true sequels to a Zelda game. It's normally, one-offs. So what I like about this is they're taking that lore that they expanded a little bit in one, and they're going, I'm just hoping they don't do the whole flashback thing. I hope it's actual,
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be anything to do with a flashback.
Yeah, I think it's more like you hit something, it triggers a scene.
It's definitely going to be set post Breath of the Wild. Yeah. I don't know how long afterwards it's going to be. I mean, that zoom out shot at the end of Hyrule looks very, very similar. I've not seen any comparisons directly, but I did watch a couple of trailer breakdowns. This guy called Zeltic on YouTube.
Yep, I know who he is.
Yeah, he did a good little theory breakdown, come up with some good ideas. He was referencing some concept art from the original Breath of the Wild that they had that relates to some of the imagery in this trailer, which is quite interesting, like unused ideas. Yeah. So that's cool. Also, I watched the Game Explain breakdown. So there's some good stuff out there to find. But yeah, I just think it's such a cool tease trailer. It sets the vibe. It's so much darker and creepier. They're going through an underground tunnel with a torch. You see their facial reactions as they're looking at stuff like cave paintings, and they get to the end, and there's what everyone seems to think is Ganondorf. In these trailer breakdowns, they were saying he's got the same sort of jewelry as Ganondorf and the same long red hair, and he looks like a Redead and everything. It's just so interesting, all the stuff, especially the hand.
Yeah.
What is the hand all about?
Yeah,
because the hand is holding the corpse down, trying to stop all that the calamity stuff coming out of him, and then there's the very minute shot. If you have to watch it in slow motion to see this, but Link is at one point holding his arm out, and his arm is glowing the same style as this hand. It's like he's being possessed by the hand or something. So there's lots of interesting stuff going on, and it gets me so excited.
When I'm watching, if you watch my reaction video, what triggers it for me is you start seeing that green bluish stuff floating. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And then I see the dragon. And I was like, oh my, that's when it hits. This is Zelda. And then, the next scene, you see with the torches, and it'll have to be Zelda. And I'm like, holy crap, here we go. This is amazing. So I'm all in. What I want to do, though, is this. We talked about at the beginning of the show, we're going to do a monthly thing. To kick off that'll be next week, we'll do it.
Yeah.
I want you to bring, obviously you're a Geek Out, but I want you to bring 5 things that you want in the next Breath of the Wild.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay, I know you can do this one. I know you can do this one. So that's what we'll do. We'll do that, and then what I'll do is I will then take that show, that idea, and we will bring on different YouTubers and podcasters. So if you're listening to this show right now, if you're a YouTuber, you're a podcaster, and you want to be involved in this discussion, then by all means, reach out to me at Nintendo Gurus on Twitter, and I will line up for you to be a guest on here. And then we'll go forward with that, and that'll be the Nintendo Talk special episodes that we do. But I am excited. I can't wait. So, anything else, Toby, before we wrap up?
Final Fantasy, man. Tell me your thoughts about Final Fantasy.
Yeah, so we had a couple of things. We had so real quickly. So our biggest surprises to me, the direct sequel to Breath of the Wild, that was one. Yeah. Banjo and Smash, that was two. And Animal Crossing New Horizons, that was my biggest surprises of E3. Excitement, surprises.
Yeah.
Biggest disappointments. How Final Fantasy VII Remake's battle mechanics are being handled. I hate it.
No, dude. I love it.
I hate it. I want it to be Final Fantasy VII. Listen, I get people are excited for it.
They're striking the balance perfectly. No, it's not an action game. It's not a button basher.
Yeah, no. I want a role-playing game.
You've got the option. You've got the option to freeze time, and then pick an. I don't want
Xenoblade Chronicles. And that's what
this
that
ain't
is.
Xenoblade Chronicles,
It's very much like Xenoblade Chronicles.
Xenoblade is all real time. You got, when you're picking your attacks, it doesn't freeze the whole battle.
Just okay. You're getting nitpicky. You're nitpicking it apart.
I'm not, man.
You're basically, it's the same style game.
But
that's why I didn't listen to me. That's why I didn't
like modernize it. It can't be,
dude. You don't take a classic and change it. You don't do. That's my opinion. I think it's gorgeous. I think it is the most gorgeous game that they showed. Number one. Number two. My God, how many episodes is this game going to take to get made? This game will never be finished. This is the first 2 hours of the game. They didn't even finish the whole disc. This is only 2 hours of the original game.
Have they said how much is going to be on the first? I'm not sure if they said.
The first disc that comes out is, if you played the original Final Fantasy VII, this is only the first 2 hours of that game.
Is that what they said?
That is what they said, yes. Yes.
Yeah, but it's not going to be 2 hours long, is it? They're gonna,
No. They went in and they've expanded, they fleshed it all out.
But you're right. If that's the pace they're going at, then
it's going to take forever. It's going to take forever.
It's going to take forever.
Like, you think about it. It took us, 4 years now just to get this?
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
But they're on the right track. They've straightened it all out. They brought it all in house.
Okay.
They're going.
Listen, you keep telling yourself that nonsense.
The engine is warm.
Stop it. My other disappointments were Ubisoft's conference that we didn't see hardly anything. And then the final thing was, I was a little thrown off by the whole Microsoft Nintendo thing. We didn't see more of those guys working together. I thought we were going to get a little bit more coming out of there.
Yeah.
But whatever. No big deal. Otherwise, I loved it. I thought it was a great E3.
Yeah. My biggest surprises were Banjo and Smash, like you say. Like, I didn't think... I thought that was just going to be a meme for years. Like, people asking for that. But they finally did it, so that's awesome.
I think the sad thing that came from that is they've given the Waluigi fans some hope.
I thought about that as well. But you know what? It gives me hope for a Banjo game, a new Banjo game. I think it's more relevant than ever. Like, they need to just do it.
I agree.
The Dark Crystal game was a huge surprise. Didn't see that one coming.
Trash. Yeah.
Minecraft Dungeons, big surprise. Yes. Resident Evil 5 and 6 on Switch, big surprise. Biggest disappointments, The Witcher 3, how it looks so atrocious.
Stop it.
The Animal Crossing delay, disappointment. And the Xbox Scarlet stuff. I thought they were going to show us something.
I know. That wasn't.
They were just a little bit of this and a little bit of Halo, and the Halo wasn't even gameplay or anything. It was just cutscene. It's like,
I did like the Halo stuff though. I thought that was.
Cool. It looks interesting. Yeah. Like the ring is broken and everything. But I thought they were going to have a display of what next gen looks like, and we didn't get that.
True.
So that was a disappointment, but
I'm with you.
But yeah. Oh, Shenmue 3. Dude, the new trailer for Shenmue 3. Oh, hit me right in the feels, man.
I didn't even see it. Where did that play at?
I think that might have been a PC gaming show.
That game was garbage.
Oh, it looks so good, man.
When is that game going to be done?
November 19th. It got delayed
year.
again, yeah.
Oh, shocker. Oh, that's a game that's never going to come out.
But you know what? Like, they're showing gameplay of it now. People got hands-on time playing it, and it feels like Shenmue. That's all I could ask for. That's all I want.
It's Forklift Simulator. Gotcha.
Okay. My brother said that as well.
See? Murrin, great minds thinking like Murrin.
Mm.
So that is all. Thank you guys for watching this first Toby inaugural episode of Nintendo Talk. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please slap the like button down below. Share it with your friends. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, if you're listening to us on iTunes, Google Play, whatever it is, please rate the show. 5-star would be amazing if you could do that. Also, leave a review for us, please. It helps us get moved up the ranks and all that, and it gets more eyes on us. So you can follow Toby over at Toby's_take. You can follow me at Nintendo Gurus. Again, next week's show will be Toby's 5 things that he wants from the Breath of the Wild sequel. And then that kicks off the month of glorious awesomeness that happens. That is all. I don't really want to do this. Peace out, Preston.
Just quickly, right? I think I need a new outro.
Yes, I think so too.
So, the new outro, I just thought of it, is I am the one who games. Based on my new mug.
God. Heaven help me. Heaven help me.